Well, there's a push on Capitol Hill to make China pay for the economic and emotional damage caused by the coronavirus pandemic. You know, the legislation is sponsored by Missouri Senator Josh Hawley. He's seeking to strip Beijing of its sovereign immunity and hold the Chinese Communist Party legally accountable for its initial handling of the crisis. But China is pushing back, threatening to sanction Hawley and other U.S. lawmakers for their outspoken criticism. It could be the largest negligence lawsuit in world history, suing China for trillions of dollars for causing the coronavirus. A new Senate bill would let Americans sue the regime and the Chinese Communist Party for damages. The legislation is called the Justice for Victims of Coronavirus Act, and it would make the Chinese government liable for civil claims in U.S. courts and penalize China for its alleged negligence and cover-up of the virus when it first emerged in Wuhan. The bill is the brainchild of Missouri Republican Senator Josh Hawley, a former attorney general of that state. Hawley told us his bill will make it possible for U.S. citizens who have come down with coronavirus or been economically hurt by it to sue China for the devastating damage he says it has caused.
Everyday citizens who have been damaged by this pandemic can go to a court, an American court, and can sue China and ask for relief. And here's the other thing. The court would have the ability to attach Chinese assets, government assets in this country. So that the court would actually have the ability to have damages awarded to those victims.
But experts say suing China is not going to be easy. The U.S. Foreign Sovereign Immunities Act puts foreign governments largely off limits to U.S. courts. But there have been successful cases. A $104 million verdict against Afghanistan and Iraq was won by lawyer Jim Beasley in a 9/11-related case. But a district court sided with the State Department that objected to it, and it was overturned.
China's not going to respond. So to the extent that this somehow proceeds and it ends up in a default judgment, then you end up having to collect it. And the State Department's not going to let that happen because issues between nations, especially sovereign nations, are the province of diplomacy.
But Senator Hawley says it should be done.
Throughout the pandemic, they have lied about the facts, both of the virus itself and also what's going on in China. So make no mistake, the Chinese government is responsible for the extent of this damage. They are responsible for the pandemic that the world is now suffering, and that's why they should be on the hook.
Well, the Chinese government did not respond to our request for comment about this. But, recently a foreign ministry spokesman blasted the Senate Republicans, saying their moves to make China accountable were, quote, highly immoral and, quote, shows no respect for the facts, claiming China has been responsible when it comes to COVID-19. But, Senator Hawley and others say China is clearly at fault and should pay.